You're listening to the True North Success Podcast. Real stories of personal, professional, and financial wins from Alberta's best. With your hosts, Gary Ma and Amy Kim.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Today my special guest is Dr. Saleh Al-Daghreer. Dr. Al-Daghreer is a very accomplished orthodontist and pediatric dentist. He is the CEO and founder of City Orthodontics and Pediatric Dentistry, and their offices can be found at 6 locations in the Greater Edmonton area. He has earned the Fellow of the Royal College of Dentists of Canada in orthodontics, and is also a diplomate of the American Board of Orthodontics. Dr. Al-Daghreer wears many hats and is also a clinical assistant professor at the University of Alberta. It is my pleasure to have Dr. Al-Daghreer on the show today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Gary. I appreciate it, and I'm happy to talk to you in this podcast. Thank you for the invitation, and I would love to talk more about, City Orthodontics and my journey to create this.
Right on. So, Dr. Al-Daghreer, I gave a quick overview of your success, but can you fill in the details of what your business is all about, who you serve, and how long you've been doing this for?
So, by profession, I'm an orthodontist, and I got specialized in orthodontics at University of Alberta. I got my PhD and clinical training here at the U of A. Great program, great instructors, and I got out to the world in the field in orthodontics in 2012. I started, doing some associateship, small partnership, and just kind of started my first practice or my first clinic in 2014 under the name of City Orthodontics. In 2016, we started doing the dual specialty, which is orthodontics and pediatric dentistry. Now, it wasn't an invention. It wasn't a new thing. It existed in more mature practice or mature markets in the States, in Vancouver, in Toronto. And I thought about it, you know what? By nature, a lot of our patients are kids. Still, we treat adults, we treat, all ages in orthodontics. But a lot of what we can do, and I'm a big believer in early treatment and early intervention for kids, where we can do a lot more in certain occasions and certain cases. I thought, you know what, this is the most, I would say comprehensive or idealistic way of doing what we do. The pediatric dentist understands the pathology, the early treatment of stuff, but they understand a lot about the growth and development and what's happening at a young age, but they don't treat it when it comes to the growth modification and, the alignment and making decisions about more long-term, outcomes. So the orthodontist deals with that. But the orthodontist is always getting exposed to the kids at the right age, which is age 7, or at a later age. And there are problems that are better treated at age 7. There are problems that are better treated in kids who are female at age 9, where in a male patient, it can be attended to at 11 and 12. So that kind of spread is something that you need to teach the public to allow them to come in perfect timing. And having this kind of comprehensive and coherent relationship with another specialist that is treating the kids at that age, it just gives us more idealistic kind of timing per se. Now we started with one location in 2016. We just kind of, started with some pediatric dentists that are working with us. And then a pediatric dentist who's very, very experienced, Dr. Richard Caldwell, was, had a practice close by, and then we just acquired the practice and merged it with us.
Okay.
And Dr. Caldwell was a phenomenal addition to our practice because he's experienced, he has been in the field for a very long time, and he wanted to just practice dentistry and um, stay away from the management part and the
Okay.
business
Yep.
part.
Yep.
I'm not I'm not a businessman. I didn't study business. I didn't do
Right.
any of this in school. I studied a little bit, but because I was starting a practice, I couldn't really do much in the learning business. And we learned by mistakes, doing a lot of mistakes, of course.
Yep. Yep.
But luckily, we were focused on the core values and the core, you know, reasons for success, which is,
Right.
the mom, the dad, the kid. Most of our actions, reactions, preparations is centered towards kids. And as a
Right.
dad, as a guy who's a father of three, um, I like the part where I take care of my kids. Now,
Hmm.
when I go to places and I feel that genuine care for kids, I feel it as a parent. It's not
Right. Right.
only my kids. My kids can be maybe fooled by, a toy here or a cookie there and all these things.
Yeah.
But you as an adult, you can feel, if people are there and really in it. And I
Right.
focused on that a lot. And I tried as much as possible always to go and jump into, what's going to be good for the kids, what's going to be good for the parents. And it helped. It wasn't measurable. We were not trying to measure things. We were just chasing, perfection, or there is nothing called perfection per se, as you know, but
Right.
we are trying to do better, do something more for the kids, more for the family, even the smallest thing. Um, and then, we got busy. We got really busy, and
Yeah.
we treat people nicely and fairly in our establishment. We try to do the best for the patient, the staff, the team members, everybody
Yeah.
that comes in contact with us, even the businesses that we deal with and suppliers. And then another location came up in 2019,
Okay.
end of 2018, and it was an abandoned space. And I said, you know what? I don't want to expand. You know,
Okay.
I want to focus on my place. They said,
Yeah.
this is a good location in the north side of the city. And you know what? We took it. It was a risk.
Okay.
It wasn't the best timing, but you know what? I took it. It worked very, very well in our favor. More doctors joined us. We
Okay.
opened another location in Chappelle, southwest of Edmonton, or
Yeah.
southwest area of Edmonton. And then I offered, working partners or working doctors to join me in the journey and get the
Okay.
benefit of having this establishment and having the benefit of people who are actually young
Hmm.
and energetic and they are looking to build things with me. And
Yeah.
those are Dr. Ammar Shawar, Dr. Kevin Chen, and Dr. Andrew Wong. These three partners are phenomenal. They are young, successful clinicians.
Yeah.
And I chose them because they have all the features that gives me the support
Right.
as a person on my own. And it gave me the ability to do more. So
Hmm.
when they joined me, we added two locations immediately.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then we acquired a clinic that was, kind of I would
Running
say,
so.
yeah, it was like saving them from going downhill or going
Right.
in.
Yeah.
And it wasn't something that the orthodontist was doing wrong or anything.
Yeah.
But it was a tough one to take, but at the same time, it helped him, it helped
Right.
the patients in the practice.
Yeah.
And then another orthodontist kind of offered us, to join the group and to do sell or kind of, sell their practice for to us and join whatever we are already in running. And she wants to retire. And I said,
Okay.
you know what, this is suitable, this is okay for us. And that
Yeah.
added that last
Okay.
location last year. And that's kind of, our growth story per se. So,
I mean, that's a
the story
fantastic
is,
journey, right? Like you saw this
yeah.
opportunity to help, children,
Mm,
right? And it
yeah.
was kind of a specialty, and you've really grown that, going from, the children's aspect, and then having the orthodontic side there as well, because many of those patients are children. So they really
Yeah.
aligned, I believe. What do you think really sets you apart from the competition? Like what comes easy to you that others might find challenging?
You know, um, I'm a big believer in the fact that you should be very agile. You
Mm-hmm.
have to be adapting everything on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis. And when I say that, it's not, that vague or complex. I'm talking about simple things that every business owner has to actually focus on or look at. For example, you
Mm-hmm.
know, when we graduate from school, we are a professional dentist or orthodontist or a pediatric dentist. We are not trained as a business person. We are
Right. Yep.
very, I would say, kind of, we are lacking when it comes to finances, accounting. Everybody is talking gibberish in these areas when we listen to
Yep.
them.
Yeah.
Now, I have to be very, very vigilant when it comes to certain things, but I have to be experimental when it comes to other things. And I
Mm-hmm.
experiment with a lot of things. Our expansion, our materials, our equipment, our marketing, our hiring, our training, our continuous education and improvement of people. I want, always I'm looking for what's next. What is
Mm-hmm.
what is what is the trendy? What is the good? What is the tested? What is coming up on the table? Always.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
never like this is good for us. Let's wait and just it's comfortable. Because I always tell also our leaders, our partners, our doctors, you know what? Sometimes comfortable is great,
Mm-hmm.
but business, it means you are stagnant or you are
Yeah.
shrinking.
Right.
Um, and that's the thing. Although we are lucky to be in our industry,
Yeah.
we are not like tech companies. We are not like marketing companies. We are doing exactly the same thing.
Right.
But the way we run our business, we have to adapt to people needs. And then also one thing that is coming always to mind is our world has changed significantly. And I
Mm-hmm.
always tell our doctors and our staff, you know, in the past, like 10 years ago, you couldn't request something in one day. You couldn't
Mm.
request something in 15 minutes or 5 minutes. Like
Right.
Uber, keep the
Yeah.
dishes, this. And this just kind of, made people like, very, very, I would say impatient,
Right. Yep.
including myself as a consumer. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
consumer. I use these things. I want everything ready. I want everything, fast.
Right away.
And I
Yeah.
told, give people what they want. Don't tell me that, people will wait for you 2, 3 months to see you because of their kids in pain. You have to
Right.
make room. You
Yeah.
have to see people. You have to address the parents' concern. You have to address the kids' concern. Otherwise, you're not serving them. And we are really bound by our own kind of ethical boundaries and our, profession per se. But still,
Yeah.
there is a part that you need to do something in a customer service or kind of I would say a service industry, I would say.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
kind of my uh, yeah
Very nice. Yeah. What tips would
um,
you
yeah.
suggest on for somebody who wants to
Mhm.
be more successful? Like you've grown your business, six, seven practices in a short time period. I mean, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate it. And you know what? I always tell people this thing, and I'm not being really, I would say, unrealistic or uh, um, exaggerating in this. Always, people when they create success, um, they don't understand that success came with a lot of factors around you. It's not only
Mm-hmm.
you. Yes, I might be the driver,
Mm-hmm.
but I had a bus full of people. Okay, all
Right.
these people helped me, and the people
Right.
who were not helping anymore, they got off the bus with us, without us.
Right.
Um, so I really appreciate, and I keep reminding people all the time, thank you for doing all of this. Thank you for
Yeah.
you're doing it for us, you're doing it for me, you're doing it for the kids, you're doing it for the parents, you are doing it for yourself too, because you are
Right.
succeeding being in. So when I talk to people about, and I have a lot of students at the University of Alberta, they come to me all the time, they graduate from
Mm-hmm.
school. They ask about, how did you do this? Why did you do
Right.
this? How can I succeed? How can I do something? It's not an easy answer, but
Right. Yeah.
you know, focus on your strengths
Mm-hmm.
and people strengths around you, and you have to trust people. You have to convey that trust from your side and from people's side, because you cannot do everything on your own. You cannot build an institution. You cannot build an establishment on your own. You cannot
Right.
build an establishment with fear, with
Yeah.
reward and punishment. You can't.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to give the idea, you have to inspire, and you have to be genuine about it. You cannot fake this. You can talk about it in a very nice, polished way, but it will fade with time because
Right.
what guides you will show up eventually. Okay. And
Yeah.
that's my belief. Whatever is inside me is always about this, about the people, about the kids.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let's not be, I would say unrealistic too. There is also the part of the success and the financial part. And I
Yeah.
thought these partners didn't join me because I'm a nice guy
Right.
only. I hope so. They get, but, but, but also they can trust me, and they trusted me by seeing what I do on
Right.
a daily
Yeah.
basis, and they saw the success, and I showed the success too. I have to
Yeah.
show numbers that tells
Yeah.
people I'm doing everything with a purpose. If
Right.
there are certain things, there is no financial purpose behind it. There are a
Yeah.
lot of without financial purpose behind it.
So,
But
so
they
what I've been hearing is that like teamwork is a big component, and also leadership,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely, absolutely.
Being a leader in your field where people want to, follow, and you're able to help guide them,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
and 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 that that success is really paid off, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it is easy to say these things in these words, but it's when you practice it and when you start to do it on a daily basis, if it's in you, you will get there. But at the same time, always I remind people, you have to chase something good to get the success behind it.
Yeah.
When people focus on the dollar part, you're gonna be trapped somewhere eventually.
A lot of people, might see your success like say that you're an overnight success, but it's only taking 14 years to become an overnight success.
It is,
What's
it is. And yeah,
what's one of the
yeah,
biggest?
and it is this.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh,
It's
okay, okay.
just, people that don't understand that throughout the years, reinvesting and putting more
Yeah,
back into the business
yeah,
was the only practice to do.
right.
It's always back
Yeah,
into it. I never took anything out of the practice and tried to establish something out because I believed in what I do, and I saw it
right,
thriving and growing, and it just made me go back and do more.
right. Yeah. What do you think one of the biggest challenges that you've had to overcome in your career, and how were you able to turn that into a positive?
Um, one of the biggest things actually is, not being a business guy and not have enough time to be the leader in a business, wearing a business hat and
Mm,
being the clinician that is
mm-hmm.
seeing people and doing the work. And I had to do that for a while until we reached a certain point. I had to dedicate specific time for the business part and dedicate specific time because I love my job, I love my clinical part, and it is the easiest and the best part in my day when
Yeah,
I do the clinical part.
right,
But the business side took me quite a bit and it
right.
wears you off quite a bit. And I had to realize that I cannot do all at the same time. I cannot be two-minded, two-hearted, and two-bodied person to do all of it.
Mm,
I have to segregate between the tasks, segregate and assign time. And that was the biggest, I would say, finding that I found, you know what, this is gonna help me a lot. And it did.
right.
And it did. Um, when you are small and you are starting, unfortunately, you have to wear all hats. I did
Yeah,
for
yeah,
about 10
right.
years, 11 years out of 14 years. And
Yes.
and that's pretty much it.
So you really,
Yeah.
it sounds like, you had to really grow as a business person
Mm.
to get to where you were, type of thing. Is that right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. And
yeah,
and and always, you know, we are, all doctors and dentists and engineers and
yeah.
pharmacists and all professions. They are high achievers. They are very smart people, high IQ.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I find my colleagues, my students, my partners, you know what? You do not know everything. You
Mm-hmm.
are lacking in certain areas always. Keep
Mm-hmm.
educating yourself, keep listening, including our leaderships and managers. I tell them, you know what, sometimes you get really caught in your ideas and your
Mm-hmm.
understandings, and you forget that there is always something new. There is always something that you don't know or you don't see. So
Mm-hmm.
always keep an open mind and educate yourself. Keep learning, even in small segments of your life, of your year, of your month. Just keep learning a little bit. I don't want you to read 3 books a week. No, it's fine. I didn't do that. I will not do that probably. But at the same time, keep learning as you go.
Right. That's such a important
Yeah.
aspect to keep learning, keep growing. It sounds like things are going really, really well for you in you and your business. A lot of health professionals are looking towards the future at how they can create income outside of their business to increase or even replace their active income. What are your thoughts on this?
Um, I'm not an expert in investments, but I can tell
Hmm.
you about my practices and what I do. At the beginning of my career, and establishing a little bit of, something outside our field and outside our business, because also you have to remember, some people do not want to grow beyond one location.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I
Mm-hmm.
grew to 7 locations. I have 3 partners with me, but we don't want to grow anymore. Our
Mm.
market is not in need of more growth. Maybe if Edmonton doubles in population at one point, maybe. But for the time being, short term, long term, as I see it, you know what? If we want to have something to grow with us, when I was on a smaller scale, less kind of income, less something that is on the side I can invest, it was in the capital market, of course, and
Mm-hmm.
ETFs and just putting it slowly.
Right.
Now, with more in that market, and throughout the years, we started to diversify a little bit. We
Mm-hmm.
started to go into real estate investments. And now, real estate investments are a little bit tricky for someone like me that is always understanding the operation that they have. But learning a little bit about real estate and knowing exactly, where to go and who to talk to and researching things, understanding the financial part of real estate is
Right.
just kind of gave me an exposure. This is another venue. Real estate is something that is going to exist, will continue to exist as an investment vehicle that
Right.
is going to help me to
Mm.
grow our
Mm-hmm.
wealth, be leveraged a little bit here and there, be smartly leveraged and not overly leveraged because we are used to that. We are used to actually heavy debt and no cash flow,
Right.
where
Yeah.
and no asset to back it up. Any
Okay.
dental when you build a dental clinic and you run it for 5 years, for example, and
Mm-hmm.
that dental clinic is not generating any cash flow or barely kind of paying the
Mm-hmm.
bills, the asset in that clinic is worth nothing almost.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth pennies because any
Right.
used equipment is, you will just get it for 10% or 20%.
Yeah.
The cost where real estate is actually the opposite. It's all an asset. And there is a little bit of cash flow, and there is actually the cash flow side of things. The cash flow is what we are after all the time in
Right.
these investment decisions. So and also learning about residential versus commercial and our
Yeah.
ability to go into certain level of investments is also limiting to us when we are small investors. We don't have the money, we don't have the
Yeah.
ability,
Right.
but we started to go into it as a group, as partners, to help each other to
Right.
just have that strong leverage on behind our back, and
Yeah.
also risk averse to some extent
Okay.
because it is considered safe investment. What
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
would
Yeah. Right.
it doesn't fluctuate that heavily, and when you leverage it, you always kind of have that asset to back you.
With real estate, I mean, it's a tangible item that's,
Mhm.
you can physically go there and touch if you really wanted to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And in many cases, you can get mortgages and leverage your investment type of thing. I mean, that's fantastic. As
Mhm.
we're wrapping up our interview, what exciting plans do you have in the next 6 to 12 months?
We are like nothing out of the ordinary, of course, cheering for the Oilers and attending some of the games. Hope they keep going, and we have kind of a share in the ice district, and it's kind of keeping us entertained. We invite friends and colleagues and dentists in the field, and our team and staff and associates just to keep things fun and going. Always there is something more or less, outside the practice is really doing well. We are just kind of,
Hmm.
working on improvement.
Yep.
because expansion is
Right.
active and kind of, I would say, noisy a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So now we expanded to a level that, you know what, this is good. Let's keep working on it. And all the excitement is, or the moving parts are outside the practice, trying to look at, certain areas of investments here and there, and then focusing on learning about, more and more in the field of, I would say, healthcare
Yep.
overall,
Yep.
care operation, healthcare, you know, um, I would say technology and all these things, because our industry is very, I would say, stable,
Right.
overall. But at the same time, looking outside your areas of comfort, your areas of knowledge is always eye-opening, and it just keeps you kind of working all the time.
Right on. Dr. Al-Daghreer, that wraps it up today. Thank you so much for your time today and with sharing your insights and tips with us. It was a real pleasure to have you on the show. And Dr. Al-Daghreer, if people want to connect with you, what should they do? What's the best way
Absolutely.
to?
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, Gary. The best way to reach us, we are at City Orthodontics and Pediatric Dentistry, and that's our website. You can connect to us. There is another website that is kind of dedicated for my own, and it's draldaghreer.com. You can reach me anytime. I try to help as much as I can every time. Business owners and young dentists, young business owners, and all these things. Patients, they know how to access us all the time in the area of Edmonton and Spruce Grove. And we are all over the place, and we are happy to help anybody. Thank you very much, Gary,
Right on.
for
You're also
inviting.
on
Appreciate it.
LinkedIn as well. Yeah,
I'm on
you're on
LinkedIn, I'm on
LinkedIn.
Twitter, and Instagram, Dr.
Okay.
Al-Daghreer,
So lots of different ways to
and
get a hold of.
I'm trying to keep up with all of these channels. I'm not as good as you, Gary, but I would say I try. I try. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Want to share your success story? Apply to be a guest at truenorthsuccessshow.com/guest. We'd love to hear from you.